Okay, so we're just going to do a quick tour. These are all my tarantulas that are going to be, barring a couple. I'm not going to get them back out again. The female Aphonopelma stimoni, the female Brachypelma albopilosum, the other female Tarantula marinus, the male. Oh no, we got to get the male stimoni out. I think those are the ones that I won't bring out because they just fed, and yeah, those three over there would really be it. But we're just going to try real quick. I don't know if I'm going to feed most of these guys, but at least we'll try to say hi to everybody. So we'll just call this a meet and greet kind of. This is Bantu. This is a Tarantula marinus. This tarantula has been sold to a friend of mine. This one and one of my female Salmopaeus pulchers, tannin. I'm not selling Salem, of course, but tannin. And then I'm keeping Thorn, which should be the male. And then what I'll do is, because I liked him so much, and I know he really wanted this, a female pulcher, so I will just pick up a small sling, I think maybe in Buffalo or something, and then raise that one back up again. But, I'm kind of hoping that Thorn molts, and I can mate him with Salem, and we'll have my own little sling. So, that's something that I don't need to do now, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, this is what you're going to see of her, really. She does, and you could see the top layer of dirt if you I know that stupid thing is right there, but if you look how it's not her substrate's packed down tight. She's got a bottom layer of potting soil, and then the top layer is just cocoa fiber mixed with a little bit of little bit of topsoil. So you could, or potting soil. So you could see the darker stuff here. That's all stuff that she pulled up from the bottom and then webbed up. This whole area right here, if I were to grab that piece of stick of that log right there, that would lift up all that stuff that looks, like dug up dirt. That would lift that whole thing up because she's got it all webbed underneath that, all that. So what she did is she lays down webbing, and then she puts the dirt on top of this. I threw in a couple female red runners here just to try to get her to eat. It's been, I don't know, she ate a almost, well, damn near adult sized dubia probably about 5 weeks ago. I saw her after for about a week. She would come out, she would walk around the sides. She wouldn't walk on the dirt, she would just crawl around the sides back and forth. So she would do a couple laps, and then she would crawl back down into her bedding there, and that's generally where she's at. And if you set her up the same way, this is exactly what you're going to get out of most of your OBTs. You don't see them. If you give them less substrate, more things to climb on, more sticks and stuff like that, they'll web and create their own home. And I really honestly don't believe that either way is wrong. I think this is more natural for them, just to dig a hole and not be seen. But for those that want to see that beautiful orange spider, you really have to decrease the amount of substrate. Now, I'm not saying that that's the wisest thing to do, because they'll be a little bit more apt to be bolty then, because they don't have that security of, that den and that burrow where they live down, that they can run and hide to. They're much more secure when they can dig. And this isn't a ton of substrate. She's got about probably 5 inches is what she has in here. Maybe just a tad less, maybe about 4.5 inches. I think this is a 8 inch tall enclosure. And there's probably it's probably about 4.5 inches to 5 inches of substrate she has in here. And you can see she's made absolutely no attempt to come out to get these red runners at all. So yeah, I wanted to show you her, because again, Steven bought her. So I want him to know what she's living in and how she's doing. And I will move on. I have a spider that molted. Oh, ice is coming off the top of the roof. I have a spider that molted probably yesterday, maybe the day before. A little tiny one. Actually didn't really gain much size, which I'm kind of surprised. And you'll understand why when I show it to you. So hold on a second. All right, let's see if we can. So that's the molt right there. Okay. So there's the little molt, and there's the little spider tarantula. This is the Poecilotheria ornata. Doesn't look like it really gained too much size, which, you know, generally pokies will gain some size each molt, but this one didn't really seem to gain much size. And I kind of knew about a week ago, because every time I fed this one, it's eaten, so I've never really had an issue with it. And this time it didn't want to eat, so I was like, okay. Looked at the abdomen, and with Poecilotheria, what happens is their abdomen gets almost stretched and long, so they look a little shiny, but not like super shiny, but they do get long in their abdomen, and that's kind of when you can tell. So I've watched it move around, seems to be okay. We're going to give it a spritz of water here, so it has something to drink and rehydrate, and then we'll probably feed this one in another day or two, because these guys will recover quickly at this size, so they'll harden up much faster than, you know, as tarantulas get bigger, it takes them a little bit longer to harden up. So she should be fine to eat a small cricket or a red runner nymph probably Sunday, would probably be my guess. So okay, that's her or him. With this one, it doesn't really make a difference. If it's her, she's going to be huge. This is a 10-inch spider easy as an adult female, so I'm not really either way. I mean, I'd love to have a female. You know, that would be something that she wouldn't get that size for a little while, you know, a couple of years. So you know, whether it's a matter of thinning down or for moving someplace else, she would get set up in the 10-gallon aquarium, you know, upright with a customized lid and lots of room for her. So that's her. And then I just want to show you real quick. Oh, she's not doing it now. This is the Euathlus species red. About 5 minutes ago, I looked up and she had the feet on the side that she does there on her left legs or right legs, whichever one, left from the backside over here, over on the side of the enclosure. And she had 1 foot on the log, and she almost looked like she was levitating. So here is, there's the Brachypelma shorderi. You guys haven't seen this one yet. Well, not for a while anyway. And you can see the legs have darkened and the abdomen's darkened, but the carapace is still kind of that lighter tan color. So we haven't got the complete black coloring on this one yet. And here's the Monocentropas balfouri. I fed these mealworms to yesterday. They didn't touch them, so those are coming out. Yeah, not happy about that. Figured they would have ate them. But and then my lovely Ceratogyrus darling. Now, if you remember, she had that beautiful little area right there to come out from underneath that log. Yeah, not no more. She's completely dug, and that's her opening now. And that opening is roughly about, well, you could see it's almost at the vent line. So she doesn't have a lot of room before she can just hop right out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this dirt that she's dug out here and just rake it over to the side there, and then reopen the area under the log. Hopefully she'll not kill me, but we'll do that in a few days. I'm gonna let her finish digging what she's digging. Okay, so let's move on to looking at some of the bigger teas. Okay, let's see if we can get the male Phonopelma simoni to come out. This dude's just one of the worst eaters that I have. I just don't understand what his deal is. Are you actually gonna, you're just gonna do what you always do, aren't you? Come on. Nothing. So let's try red runner. No, of course it's going to go back through the backside and probably up and in his burrow that way. There he is. I mean, he's a good looking dude. He just never wants to come out and he never wants to eat. Abdomen looks okay. So, yep, there's him. Okay, let's get somebody else out so that they won't eat too. Okay, so here is the Faunopelma chalcodes. Still hoping that we're gravid. We're going to try and feed her. I try to feed her like once a week. She hasn't eaten in probably a month, but she's been very active, moving around quite frequently lately, so we'll just see if maybe she might be interested in eating. Yep. You see, and I never know if that's a good sign or if that's a bad sign as far as being gravid, because she went so long without eating, and she's been kept warmer. I haven't wet her down yet. She needs to get rained on. So we'll let her have this meal, and then I will get her rained on. So let's take a look at how big her abdomen is now. And it's not extremely huge, but it's much bigger than what it was before the pairing. And I don't see any signs of premolt whatsoever. So, but you never know. You know, you never know. I'm hoping the pairing was good, but she was paired with Mike Farless's male from KC Tarantulas. So anybody that is seeing this video, I want you all to go to Mike's channel and find a video and comment on there that Eerie Arachnid says that we all love you. He'll understand. And she'll go into her cave. So I think once we get settled here into next week, I have my test done for my ankle on Tuesday. So once I get done with that, then I think I'm going to move her into a deeper enclosure with a bunch of dirt, wet it all down, put her on heat, and let her go and see what happens. And I was going to put that male Faunopelma simoni in when I'm going to put her in, but I changed my mind. We'll just let him stay in there until Buffalo, when I take him to Ruth, him and the female. She's going to pair them, and I'm just going to keep my little juvenile, I think, and that'll be it for simonis for me. All right, let's meet the next one. So this is the girl that kicked everything off for us. This is Monterey. This is the female Faunopelma hensi. We're going to try and see if she'll come out. I can never know with her. She's been staying in her coconut. Yeah, she's going to come out. Well, just to grab her meal and come back in. Guess she wants to eat in today. And to be honest with you, what I found, other than my Faunopelma simoni male, because he just absolutely atrocious eater, and my Faunopelma gabelli female is not a very good eater. We'll see her here in a little bit. And what I have found is this girl here, this hensi, is an absolute tank when it comes to eating. She enjoys eating. Again, she's been a pleasure. I'd considered sending her with the male to Ruth too, but I changed my mind. I want to hang on to her, and at least try to get the male matured and bred. I have places for babies to go, so it's not that big of a deal. But Yeah, I'd really want to get that male mature, or at least molted, because he looks just so flippin' uncomfortable, and you'll see here in a little bit because he'll be coming up soon. Okay, let's see who else we got. Again, you're just seeing bits and pieces. The Chalcody you got a pretty good look of, but okay. Okay, here is the Grammostola species North female, and you can see her abdomen has really darkened. So I expect her to be molting soon, and I have plans to get rid of these shoebox containers. She doesn't have a lot of room in here, and I'm not really happy. But I think she had too much room in the other one. You stay in there, dear. Her name is Hazel. You stay in there, sweetheart. Yeah, I don't know when she'll molt, but as a matter of fact, I think what we're going to do, just because, is we're going to get rid of this, which will give her more room when she's ready to molt, to lay down her webbing mat. She can do that out there. But yeah, look how dark she's getting. And she's a handleable tarantula. I haven't actually done it with her yet, but I'm sure she would climb out on my hand without any problems. But she is very wandering, so we're going to give her more room, and I'll show you what we're going to move her into. Okay, so this is what these shoe boxes are great, I think, for spiders that are around 3 inches, 3 to 4, no more than 4. And the Grammostola species North, she's getting ready to push 5 inches, so I think she's just a tad bit too big. This gal here, the Iphanopelma gabelli, is hit or miss with this one. I think that I probably will move her too. Now, you can see these enclosures here, and these things were from Walmart. That's what they are. 15 quart. It's got a dark lid, which I generally like to have a clear lid. So if I do want to film through the side, I can put the light up top, but I can do that with a piece of plexiglass too. I can just grab a piece of plexiglass, put that on top, take the lid off, and then film through the side if I want to. They're a tad bit clear, not a ton clear, but a tad bit clearer than what these are. But with the top lid, it'll be nicer because it'll be darker in there for them. They don't have to worry about so much, even though they're stacked, so they really don't have to worry. But you can see how much extra room they're going to have. So, I mean, you could take this and put this inside there. So they'll have this plus an extra 1.5 inches, well, almost 2 inches. Probably, maybe even 2.5 inches side to side. So you have 1.5 inches here and 1.5 inches, almost 3 inches. And then you can see how much more room, if we move this to the edge, how much more room they're going to have. So everybody that's in these, except for my Davus penniloris, I think, I'm not sure if I'm going to move her or not. But the Gabelli is going to move, the species North is going to move, my male Hensai is not going to move until he molts. Now who's the other one? Oh, the Brachypelma sabulosum definitely is going to go in one of these. The only problem I have now is where these stack. You'll see here. But what I've done is I take these and I put them side by side like that, so they fit on top of there. Well, that's not going to happen with this anymore. As you can see, I wouldn't be able to fit 2 of them on there side by side unless I move these over, and then you had partial overhang on this side and partial overhang on this side. So I've got to figure out what I'm going to do shelf-wise and where I'm going to put everybody, because it's definitely not going to work the way I have to. So let me get her set and we'll take a look at her. This is the Iphanopelma gabelli. Okay, so there's the mistress. She is a diva. She is not the friendliest spider that I have, but she's also not very mean either. Again, if she crawled out, I could put my hand in front of her and she would crawl on it. I just don't trust her. She's not a very good food responsive tarantula, but we're going to try feeding her anyway, just to see if maybe she eats about once every 3 months, maybe even once every 4 months actually. And you never know with her if she's going to eat or she's not going to eat. And generally the best thing to do with her is if she doesn't eat it within the first 10 or 15 minutes of it being in front of her, she's not going to. So just take it out, because she'll just get agitated, as you can see. So the roach will go in there and then she'll just leave. Generally she'll come out. I'd like to see her too. Yeah, she's still good size. But this tarantula here has one of the largest chelicerae or chelicerae. Look at those things; they're just flipping huge. But she was bought as a Chalcodes, but she's not. And that was, you know, once she molted, we knew. We couldn't pin down what she exactly was until I got the molt stretched out and took pictures of the spermathecae, and everybody that I've shown them to all went to Gabelli right away, and especially with the large chelicerae that she has there. So I'm going to fish out the El Crickito, or yeah, El Crickito, the El Rocho, and put her back up on the shelf, because she's, again, she every 4 months or so, like clockwork, she'll eat. And she molted last year. I think she's molted twice for me since I've had her in the 3 years that I've had her. Okay, if you look right there, there is Mr. Large Load Bonapelma hensi. That has not at all darkened a bit. The phone's on the ground for some reason. He hasn't darkened at all. And he actually fed the last time that I fed, or ate the last time that I fed him, so I'm just going to try this small mealworm here and see if he, I mean, if he's not molting, then there's got to be a reason why, right? You think maybe he just needs, I don't know. If I keep filling up his water dish for him, he's been very active after almost 200 days of not leaving that coconut. It was actually 244 days, I believe. He didn't leave that coconut that I witnessed. Let's put it that way, that I witnessed. And hadn't eaten. Then all of a sudden, boom, I try to feed him one time because he's out and he actually eats. So, yeah, he's not going to eat that mealworm though. Go on in there, buddy. And he'll go in and then he'll come back out and wander around later on. So, okay, let's bring out the absolutely nut job Brachypelma sabulosum. Okay, so here's the Brachypelma sabulosum. Very, 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 very washed out colors. Abdomen's starting to get dark, but she's not really huge in the abdomen. I mean, I'm going to go by the old adage of you just never know, so we'll try and just give her this small mealworm that I tried to give the hensi and see if she might be interested. I'm going to doubt that highly that she'll even remotely consider eating that thing, but so she's got a webbed up water dish. So instead of trying to move it out, because it's attached to her web what she's sitting on, and she is a very startleable tarantula. She gets spooked pretty easy. And we don't know if this one's a female or not. I got this one from Amy and Quentin on a trade. Amy said, oh, she's real sweet. And the first time I got her in, and then the first time I fed her, she threat postured me and then ran halfway across the enclosure and almost out the other side. So I don't think she's as sweet as Amy said she was. I think she was fibbing to me. So I'm going to see Hey, she didn't move. You can see how much I shake. That's just pathetic. It's not shaking because I'm scared. It's just shaking because of my, again, partial medication. And then that, I don't know, I got so many different stupid things wrong. A lot of it I think is medication driven, but... Okay, so we have just a handful of others left. I don't know who we'll feed. We'll try the Colorado velocis again. And we don't need the feed the LP because we fed her the other day. So we'll skip her. You'll see the Grammostola species mole and then the 2 Nandu Colorado velocis, and that's going to wrap up this this video. Okay, this is Aspen. Very, very, very unpredictable tarantula. Very, very unpredictable. Nandu Colorado velocis, can have an attitude, extremely quick for her size. So let's see. I don't know if she'll be interested in eating or not. Let's see if we can get her to come out anyway. She can do a full 360 and be out of here in like the blink of an eye. Come on. There is the infamous, I'm going to tag, she will bite you in a heartbeat. I'm telling you right now. She is bite first, ask questions later. And if you can see inside her, which you probably can, let's see if we can. There she is in all her threat posture glory. I'm going to throw this roach in there and just see. Oh yeah, she knows it's food now. Yeah. Oh yeah, now you're not so mad, huh? Did you ever hear the whole saying that don't bite the hand that feeds you? Miss Aspen? Have you? So there she is. Let's see if I can... I'm going to raise you up. And then zoom you in. And then raise you up again. Sometimes I have a hard time getting her to want to come out. And then I worry that if I prompt her too much, she's going to do something I don't want her to do. She might be a little bit more placid now that she's got food. I don't know, but... Come on. Let them see you. There she is. And you guys don't, this is rare. I mean, I don't generally coax her out because, again, I'm not really quite sure what she'll do. And she's big. God, she's big. Why is she still eating? Should be more like, why am I still feeding her? But she'll mature. Her next molt she'll be, I mean, she's a good size spider. She really is. She's good looking too, and her colors are washed out because she's deep in a molt cycle, but she's still eating. So and you'll be able to see her. If you look, her abdomen's just covered in like pinkish hairs. That's the most I've seen of her, and I can't tell you how long she likes to stay in that log. Alright, well, we're going to bring the male out and the Grammostola species mole, and that's going to be the end. Okay, here's the male, Nandu Colorado velocis. As you can see, he's been bald since I got him, and he's not exhibiting any signs of pre-molt, so we're just going to continue to feed him. I feed him about every 10 days or so, just to see what he does. He hasn't really passed up a meal, so we'll see if he passes up this red runner. If the red runner goes to him. Well, the red runner's underneath now. It's not where I want him. And these types of tarantulas, nandus, Lasiodora, Canthoscuria, Zenithus, or Zenithus, however you pronounce that, Pamphobedius, they're much easier, even the bigger Faunopelmas and Brachypelmas are much easier to work with when they have food in their mouth. So, you know, if you're trying to get them to a point where you can get them into a shot for a picture or a video or, you know, anything of that nature, generally getting them something to eat is your best bet. He's actually rather calm right now, but I don't trust him. I trust her, Aspen, more than I trust Six here. Again, I haven't worked with him a lot. I tend to leave him alone. He is always out and about on top of his hides there. And if you see this, there's a lot of moss in here that I threw in there because I think that's what Kelly had in hers. And it's just cocoa fiber. And over the course of the handful of months that I've had him, that cocoa fiber has probably dropped and settled an inch to inch and a half in depth. I actually lost that much just from it settling. So I would actually like to get him out of here and redo it with. He feels that. You could feel that guy, can't you? Yeah, he's coming. This could be very fast. See? They generally don't pass up a meal. Oh man, I'm having a hard time today. Nothing's really going my way. Although everybody's been pretty cooperative. You can see there he is. And you can see how bald he is and absolutely zero darkening. So, and he's still eating. So we're going to give him water. He'll probably take that into his lair. I give these guys larger water bowls. And I tried with dampening him down, and when I did, he just stayed on top of the logs. So I generally don't wet him down at all. But yeah, so Slade, who won the giveaway, Tinley giveaway, this is what your spider's going to grow up to be. He chose the Nandu Colorado Velocis as the prize, so although I still think you should get a Lasiodora Paraibana with it. Okay, last one's a Grammostola species mall. It'll be sketchy whether she eats or not, but we'll give her a shot. Okay, so here is Tartan, Grammostola species mall. Her name is Tartan because when I got her, the way that they ring them up, or the way that they label them down at Buzz and Bees, TAR stands for Tarantula, and 10, which would have been their 10th one that year that they got in. So her ring up code was TAR10, so I named her Tartan. Definitely a female. See if she wants to eat. Yep. And back in. She don't ever do that. I generally give her worms. How's that? Is that any better? At least for seeing her a little bit. See if we can get her out. little one. There you go, come on. Oh, there she is. Grammostola species north. They don't get too big, or yeah, Grammostola species mole, sorry. They don't get too big. 4.5 inches, probably 5 at the most. She's molted once in the, what have I had her, 2.5, 3 years, 3 years. Only molted one time. One of the other females I have, or had, I sent to my friend. I got her the same time. And that one hasn't molted yet, so they can go 3 years in between molts, especially at this size. You know, they were wild caught. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about the size they came in. I was actually hoping, because she got really, really, really big before she molted for me. And I mean, that's generally what they do, but she didn't gain a lot of size after the molt. But when she was in pre-molt there, she didn't darken. At least you couldn't see it. But she was huge, bigger than the Chalcodes was, actually. And I thought for sure she was going to drop eggs, but she molted, so. Yep, there she is. And that's going to end this video. There's going to be other videos that I shot, filtered in, so maybe, I don't know, because I talked through them. I don't know what I'm going to do with those videos, but so if you see more videos at the end of this, that's what it is. It was videos that I shot a couple days ago when I was feeling a little bit better. And they didn't piece together well, because I deleted a couple videos of spiders that didn't even come out, or, you know, all you saw was just a bit of their leg and pulled the food in, so I didn't keep those clips. So I may just make them part of a quick hits video. That's probably what I'll do. It might be easier. You know, the LP, and I can't remember who was on there. There was some good takedowns, though. So, we'll see. So anyway, thanks again for watching and dealing. We'll put this in with her for now, just to give her something to do. Yeah, thanks for watching and sticking in there. I'm trying my best to keep up with at least one video a day. We'll see how it goes. So, thanks again, and see ya.